Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everybody. First, I would like to welcome all of you for the training workshop in category Outstanding Educational Leader with Miss Alin. Inshallah, we will go through all the standards of that category. And also, Miss Allen will, inshallah, explain everything. Finally, we can receive any question through a question and answer button, and also with chatting. Before ending, if Miss Allen also will can answer and take any interaction from any person, any one of you, just raise a hand, and we can also give him the guarantee to talk through the mic. Okay, thank you very much, and let us start with Miss Allen.
Thanks a lot, Mahmoud, for this introduction. Good evening, everybody. I'm so happy to be with you today. We will try actually to unpack and outline the main standards, substandards, the criteria that we will be following regarding this category, which is new in its outline this year. The category that we are targeting today is Outstanding Educational Leader. I'm so excited that we have leaders who are interested in applying for this very distinguished category, because the people or the members that we are targeting are distinguished leaders. Of course, we welcome you to the Sharjah Award for Educational Excellence. And you know that this award is launching in its 27th session. We'll attempt to unpack the criteria, the new criteria that was built, and I believe that you all had an opportunity to look at the explanatory guide, to look at the application and the new conditions and terms, either the general ones or the specialized one for the category of the Outstanding Educational Leader. So again, we welcome you, and I will be with you, Dr. Elaine Al-Qur'an, for a whole 1 hour to unpack, outline these standards, and then answer your questions or any inquiries that you have. I hope that this session will be of help for you. Sorry, I have a problem. Okay, we all know that this, we are so fortunate in this award because it has a particular attention and care by His Highness Sheikh Dr. Sultan bin Muhammad Al Qasmi, which gives it a special and prestigious status in the UAE. And it's one of the oldest educational awards that launched in the UAE. We carry the vision of establishing an advanced generation from a pioneering national education system, and its mission is to establish generation who are committed to their principles through the continuous improvement, development of the educational system within a framework of competitiveness and innovation. The award itself carries the mission of providing excellent services to society, and that is the central target and philosophy of this award. I will present the timeline plan of the award, the 27th. So it is launched in the academic year 22-2021. And this is the plan for it, the induction workshops that we are running now about the Sharjah Award all over the UAE will start from December. So this is our first induction session, and it will end to January 2021. The submission of all application forms will be on the 15th of April 2021. Now, the press conference to announce the winners, and I hope that you will be all winners, but unfortunately we have 2 winners that are selected every year. That would be on the 17th of June 2021. I'm presenting now all the categories that are designed for this award. And of course, if you can see that the number 12 is the Outstanding Educational Leader category, and that is the category that we will be looking at carefully and presenting today. This slide will show you the amount or the award value for each category. And for the Outstanding Educational Leader category, as you can see, the number of winners, as I mentioned before, are 2. And the reward value for each winner would be 50,000 AED. And the total amount for the 2 would be 100,000. So I'm going quickly through the other award categories and the number or the value for each category for the winners. We can never talk about excellence without mentioning His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, who phrased this quote, "In the race of excellence, there is no end line." An inspirational words coming from an inspiring man, an inspiring leader who walks the talk, who inspires many people to be purchasing their dreams and trying to reach, pursuing actually their dreams and trying to reach and discover you know, their strengths and try to build on their strengths in order to reach the excellence. His words are very inspiring to all the people who want to reach excellence. So there is no end line for excellence, as His Highness quoted. The category of Outstanding Educational Leader, you know, this is a new category created in the 27th session of the award, and it targets educational leaders. All the leaders in the schools who are willing to participate are welcome to participate in this category, starting from the council director, cluster manager, assistant cluster manager, senior director. We try to put as many designations related to leaders as we can. Head of academic affairs unit, you can see that some of these designations are very relevant to the Ministry of Education. Some of these are relevant to the private sector, and that's why we put whoever is decided by the award committee in the United Arab Emirates to apply to participate in the Sharjah Award for Educational Excellence. So if any of you or of your colleagues who are willing to participate in this category and who have a similar designation to these and who can prove that, they can also submit, and the committee will decide whether to enter or not. Now the terms and conditions, I'm definite that you have gone through the general conditions. These conditions are, you know, I think they are very self-explanatory. All educational institutions, either staff, students, and educational field all the educational field in the UAE are qualified to apply for the Sharjah Award for Educational Excellence from public and private education. I'm not going to go over over them, but please, if you have any questions about these general conditions or any special conditions, please write them down, and I will answer all your questions at the end of the session. They are mentioned in the explanatory guide as well, so please refer to that for any questions. if we example choose number 5, applicant should not have previously won one of the educational awards in the same category before the end of the full session of the year of winning. Applicant should adhere not to participate in another award during the same year, because you know this category has you have to put a lot of effort if you want to reach excellence, and that means that we need and we appreciate that you will focus on this award extensively. The application for nomination or winning shall be cancelled if one of the evidence or documents submitted is found to be incorrect. All works submitted are considered the property of the award, and the participants are not entitled to claim them. These are some of the general conditions. If you are experienced with the awards, I'm sure that you will be familiar with these general conditions as well. Now, special conditions regarding outstanding educational leader category. The people who are targeted are all the educational leaders with their different categories, from the head of department to the cluster or the CEO. They are all permitted to submit to this award, as long as they meet the criteria and fulfill the general conditions that were mentioned before. Applicant must not have previously won the Sharjah Award for Educational Excellence in the same category. Applicant should provide a CV that includes the educational career and achievement. And please try to collate it in a good way that really represent your achievements and really represent your qualifications in a way that would be attractive to the evaluation committee. The nominee should be on his job. So if you are not in your job, if you have retired, if you have if you are not in a leadership position now, you are not permitted to submit or to apply for this category. Now, the nominee must submit a letter from his employer affirming that there are no administrative and financial irregularities for the last 3 years prior to the nomination year. Now, special terms regarding application forms and attachments. Again, I'll go over them quickly. Nomination form for all categories should be completed online, so we do not accept any written forms. Applicant should examine the explanatory. You will look at the explanatory guide. It has all the details that you would need. So it's your responsibility to go through each standard, each substandard, and all the capabilities. Try to read them carefully, because I would sacrifice some time to read this carefully, analytically, so that I can grasp the main things that I will try to or attempt to write in the capabilities or the results. So please read the explanatory guide again. This is my advice. Now, the forms and attachments should be sent on storing unit. So we do not accept the CD-ROM, so everything would be in a flash memory, thumb drive. Applicant is committed to the number of pages or attachments required for the category, and in the application form, it mentioned where it says that we need this and this, please. We need to be specific about what exactly we need to be submitted. Attachment and supporting, each evidence page should not include more than 2 attachments. This is also another area that we need to focus on. Attachment and supporting documents should be well documented, limited to last 3 years. So the evidence that should be submitted should be current, and we accept evidence that was done or created 3 years ago. Before 3 years, this is not accepted. It would be considered unaccepted. Attachments and supporting documents should be numbered and sequenced in accordance with the main standards and sub-criteria. So as you will see, or as if you look at the explanatory guide, the coding system that is in the explanatory guide has a special numbering technique and system. Please go through this once you submit your file with the documents and the evidence. So if you refer to 1.1.1, just write this is evidence for 1.1.1 and so on. Try to diversify in your in your evidence. Diversification is prepared for certificates and evidence. The nominee is committed not to repeat the document submitted as much as you can for each of the criteria in the category to which he or she applies. And we've seen this a lot before. Some of you, I know that some evidence would be good for more than and can be submitted in more than one place, but we prefer that you try to diversify and try to variate in the evidence that you submit. The more you variate and you are more creative, you are more innovative in the evidence that you will submit, I believe that you will prove that you deserve to be in the excellent and reach the excellence. I hope that you will receive this message in a welcome manner, because honestly, the more innovative and creative, the more you will be close to excellence. Nominee is committed to matching the electronic file with its documents and attachments to the paper file. If any, nominee must attach 4 electronic copies of the work. So 4 electronic copies, and the nominee must submit 4 hard copies from their original nomination form, certified and authenticated by the educational zone, with 3 personal photos with a white background attached and a copy of the ID card both sides. These are the special terms regarding the application forms and attachments. Now, the special remarks in this category. Of course, as we mentioned, we have major standards, we have substandards, and these substandards are in each substandard we have some capabilities. Some of these some of these substandards have 5 or 4 capabilities. They are different and vary from one standard to another. We try to be very straight to the point and broad sometimes in the statements, because we want to give you an opportunity to be creative. As I mentioned before, we didn't put any restrictions in the way that you have to write your capabilities, because we gave you the general statements, the broad statements, but they are focused. So please be as innovative as you can. The award includes 4 main interrelated catalysts, and these are the future outlook, proactiveness, flexibility, and innovation. So in this year award, we try to be again in alignment with the country's vision, the country's ambition that we want to reach excellence, of course. So we aligned this award to the 4th generation, to other awards, the EFQM framework, the founder leader, the 4th generation, etc. So that would give you an opportunity to benefit again from your experience in other awards. So these 4 catalysts will be seen as the plasma in the ecosystem, in the whole file, and needs to be spotted in the file. So wherever I go and look at the file or any evaluator, we need to see that these catalysts are seen, are robust, and are sound in the file itself. The capabilities, as I said, should show that you have foresight, planning, you have proactiveness, you have flexibility, and you have innovation in the work that you do, either in programs, system plans, or so on. Now, sorry, do I have any participation? I can hear somebody who, okay. Now the candidate highlight these catalysts during the formulation of capabilities. Now, once we go through the standards, you will look at استاذة خولة. استاذة خولة فاتحة الكاميرا. Once you go through these standards, you will look at you know, these catalysts, and they should be formulated in the capabilities. So please, you know, once you write these capabilities, think about how was I flexible in this program? How was I, you know, performed out foresighting? How was I innovative in this system and or in this plan and so on? Of course, once you write the results and the impact, it should reflect the achievement, the key outcomes, and all the measures that are related to the capabilities. So if we are talking about strategic plan, please put the outcomes of this strategic plan. What KPIs have we achieved? If we talk about operational plans, talk about what type of project or initiatives have you achieved? How these affected the society? How did they increase, for example, the satisfaction or the achievement or the attainment of students and so on? If you want to go further deeper and higher in your evaluation, you might just talk about how some of your initiatives have contributed in to the national agenda or to a national project or international assessment as the TIMS or as MSAT, if you have students who have achieved something very high and you can spot it. So please do it. It's your opportunity to talk about the best practices that you have achieved. This slide would show you the main standards and substandards we've put, and you can capture this. I'm happy to, we will put, I guess, this presentation. And if you like to capture it, this will represent all the standards and the substandards. Now, the leadership performance and effectiveness will have 5 substandards. They are, they are the strategic and operational planning related to a job responsibilities, insights, and strategies. Operating job responsibilities in a high manner. So anything related to your job description. How did you meet these and how did you go beyond these job responsibilities so that you deserve this excellence award? Achievement and the impact on others. Have you, of course, the distinguished leader should have impact either on the staff or the community or the students. So show us the achievement and the impact on others. Driving change, supporting excellence, corporate agility. And you know that the UAE is adopting and has adopted agility and agile mindset long time ago, and now it's very, you can see it everywhere. Agility, organizational agility, agile mindset, and so on. Agile thinking. Please look at these terminologies and try to see how you can incorporate these in your file. Global competitiveness. Have you done anything that has any competitiveness or global competitiveness? Now, leadership of well-being and positivity for the quality of life of individuals and society. How did you lead well-being and positivity in your school? And I'm sure that if you attach this to the main pillars of the national agenda of well-being and quality of life, that would give you a broad idea on what type of initiatives I can, benefit from, and that would also pave the path for us, for my school, for the community, to look at the big umbrella, how the country is heading and targeting well-being and quality of life, what I am as a school leader doing in order to develop this and foster it in my school. So this is the first standard. The second standard will look at sustainable development and learning, and we have 5 sub standards. The first one is the academic and professional qualifications. Anything related to your professional qualifications, please try to submit it as an evidence and talk about how did you qualify yourself in order to be a distinguished leader, a leader who adopts change and agility, a leader who is very up-to-date and continuous learner. Self-development and professionalism. How do you self-develop yourself? Investing in human resources and middle leaders in your school. Do you empower your and create middle leaders? We know that the best leader is the leader who creates other leaders, who build other leaders. So do you believe in empowering human capital? Do you believe in learning organizations, a leader who creates leaders, and so on? Please prove it, give evidence on it, and tell us about how you approach that. Institutional professional development. Do you have any institutional professional development approaches, initiatives, planning, and so on? Inspiring and supporting environments for creativity, learning by experience, and scientific research. And this is a very important point. How are you creating this environment that encourages scientific research, encourages experimentations, encourages projects, and so on? So this is also the second standard, and it's 5 substandards. Now, technology and smart learning, and as we know that the country is heading towards a new phase, a phase that started by His Highness initiative, Smart Learning Program for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, and now we can see how fruitful this initiative and how forward thinker was His Highness, because he talked about digital leadership efficiency. Do you have any digital leadership practices? Do you have the right infrastructure in your school to promote that? Smart empowerment of school staff. Do you have a particular and special professional development to empower your school staff to be digital teachers who are good at integrating ICT, to this generation? Smart institutional transformation. Once we look at smart schools, we look at general practices, planning, communication, and so on. Have you done this? Is this digitalized? Is this smart? Is this done in its normal traditional way, or it's done through platforms and so on? As much as you can incorporate and mention how you are transforming your school into a smart school that align with the country's vision and the transformational strategy, the more you will be towards excellence. Smart students empowerment. How do you empower your students, how you ensure that your students are safe, they have the digital well-being, they have the right competences, they are aware of the policies, the cyberbullying and so on. So please try to incorporate all your efforts, systems, plans, initiatives, programs, and all your enablers, capabilities that would transform these schools to be smart. The fourth standard, main standards, is the community responsibility. We will here outline the volunteering and community service, national identity. How do you promote the national identity? Of course, we want to be international students, but again, we want to be nationally rooted and respect that we are Emirati and we live in an Emirati community. Positive citizenship, how would I be and prove that that we foster for positive citizenship, people who are open to different cultures and so on. Community partnerships, have I benefited or planned for any community partnerships? This should be also outlined and thought about once we talk about the community responsibility. The more strategic partnerships we make, the better we will be in this standard. Local and global strategic communication, of course, especially at this time, it's easy to make global strategic communication. And again, there is room for creativity, innovation, and no restrictions for you. We have some guidelines for you, but there are no restrictions in this category. We respect that we are aiming for distinguished leaders who are capable of proving how excellence can be achieved. As I mentioned, these are the main standards. I jotted down the number of the substandards. So we'll have 19 substandards. You can see the standard rate is 300 for the first main standard, which is equivalent to 30%. The sustainable development and learning will carry 250 weight or marks. That would be 25% of the total award mark. The technology and the smart learning is 250. Community responsibility is 200. The total is 1,000. You can, in the application, you would see the standard written in this way. These are the substandards, and this is the weight for each one of these standards. The weight for each standard is written just next to it to know how much is the mark that would be gained once I wrote the capabilities. So I have put down all these in details and the specification for each category. What is new in this round? We'll remind ourselves that we have we have four key standards. Sorry, we have four key standards. Consist of a set of capabilities and substandards. 4 main standards, 19 substandards, and each substandard had a set of capabilities. They are related to achievement or achieving some of the best results. This category includes 4 interrelated catalysts. They are flexibility, agility, innovation, and a future outlook. These 4 catalysts should be applied once we write all these capabilities, as I said. Now, once we look at the way that we evaluate capabilities, will have 30%. The results and the impact should have 50%. How these 4 catalysts are shown and presented and sound in your file, that would take 20%. So capabilities has 30% of the mark, the results, and we care a lot about the results. If you have initiative without presenting the results of the initiative, of course, you will take the 30%, but you will not gain any mark of the 50% because you did not show any result for that initiative. You have some provisions, but they did not prove their impact. So that's that's an incomplete action for us. Catalysts, as we said, the innovation, agility, flexibility, and the future outlook should be embedded within these capabilities. New concepts. So when we talk about capabilities, I guess I talked briefly about capabilities once I mentioned some of these examples. One of the competency components, and it represents activities. So if you have school activities, projects, actions, plans, systems, initiatives, these are all capabilities that are done in order to achieve a specific thing in a specific time, a specific result in a specific time. So these are the components that are the capabilities. So if you talk about, if you are wondering about what capabilities I might think about, just think about all the systems, operational system plans, projects, initiatives, actions, you know, that you have done, strategic partnerships. These are all considered capabilities. These capabilities have results, specific results, and they have impact. So you are successful in presenting your capabilities. I'm cautious about the time. I hope that I'm going well. Okay, good. Now the results. Create a system to measure what needs to be measured. For example, you have a project. This project, does it have results? Did that project and its activities approve their appropriateness, effectiveness, and efficiency on the targeted people? Projects and services, collecting appropriate and reliable data from multiple sources. Now, the more sources I refer to in order to collect data, the better that I will be. We believe in numbers. Please give us numbers. Show us the trend that you have started a project maybe 3 years ago. The second year it has achieved 25% of its targets and keep, you know, as mentioned in your key performance criteria. And in the third year, it topped down and you reached the peak and so on. So the more you can present your good results, the better you will achieve. Try to triangulate your data and give us, of course, reliable data. Flexibility, it's one of the catalysts that should be shown in the in the capabilities. So it shows how you are able to respond quickly and keep up with the rapid and continuous change. Institutional agility, it's your organizational ability to respond quickly to changes in its institutional environment, externally and internally, able to seize any opportunities to achieve leadership. So you are not only flexible, you are quick and able to seize opportunities that can bring advancement to your institution. You are able to work your mechanisms, internal resources. Do you benefit from your internal resources? How do you exploit in your internal resources and be able to adapt to the variables and so on? How do you overcome the challenges? And how do you prove that you are agile in your thinking and do that in a timely manner? Innovation, how do you embrace innovation in your school, in your services, in your products, in your mechanisms of work? How do you save time? How do you produce better products with less time and so on? How do you make profits? Sometimes you just save money by being innovative. Even if you are adopting the business model, how are you doing that? How you saved money for your organization by building some strategic partnerships and so on. In the foresighting and the future outlook, we look at how you foresight. How are you a forward thinker? How do you use some foresighting tools like the designing, scenario designing, or scanning horizon and so on. Please look at some of the ways that you are a strategic thinker and you use the foresight tools in order to be a global leader who can anticipate and seize opportunities or early opportunities, so that you are proactive in everything, in your deeds and so on. So distinguishedness is something that needs to be need a leader who is innovative, who are agile, who is flexible, and who has the skills of foresighting. Now we talk about the UAE and its 50 year. Am I planning for that? Am I putting this in my mind when I do planning and design some of the initiatives? So these are the new concepts. I don't know what the problem is. Okay, so I will give you an example of how I would do that. So I would look at the explanatory guide, and as I said, I will read it carefully and thoroughly. For example, I will look at standard number 1, which talks about leadership, performance, and effectiveness. If you can see here, number 1 is leadership, performance, and effectiveness. Now, this is a substandard. In the substandard, we talk about strategic, and this is done for all the substandards. Strategic and operational planning related to job responsibilities, insights, and strategies. So what does that mean? We give some explanatory guidelines to support that and to support you in submitting your evidence and when you phrase and articulate your capabilities. Now, this standard focuses on your ability as an educational leader to plan strategically. So I need to read and critically think about all the golden terminologies, concepts that will lead me, and we will consider them as lead-in phrases. So here, planning strategically is the key concept that I would put in my mind. Operationally, this means that, of course, I will have an operational plan that supports the strategic plan to achieve the future vision of education in the UAE. So this strategic plan should be built on something. So have I considered the future vision of education in the UAE when I wrote my strategic plan? What type of data has I or have I related to? And how these data actually drive my decision to write these strategic goals and so on, and how these are in line with the responsibilities included in the job description. So sometimes we forget about job description. Please relate to your job description. We want you to be a global leader, but again, we want you to do your job. Try to link everything that you do strategically with your job description. Would that help you in your job, in what you are doing, or is that way or away from what you should be doing in your school? How is that impactful to your school context, to your students, and to your staff and the whole community? In addition, in description, job description and global goals and trends. So this alignment and cascading planning should be shown and presented profound in the documents that you will submit. In addition to the ability of the leader to develop follow-up mechanisms. So again, I need to submit something that will show the evaluator that I plan, I depend on data, I plan, I do operational. These operational and the strategic plans are in alignment with my job description. I follow up my procedures. I have monitoring systems in place. I have my own mechanisms and methodologies, and they are up to date. I use technology in these. I have an evaluation system. I have a documenting system as well. I have efficiency measurement. These procedures, these plans, and these activities have shown their effectiveness, and that's why I have some measures results that show that, but they have also impacted on student satisfaction, teacher satisfaction. They have impacted on the status of the school. My school has been one of the best schools in the country, and blah blah blah, and so on. So the way that you will phrase the capability, it's like a story. You are telling me how you plan from A and how that is impactful at a local and international level, if there is any room for that. The capabilities that are under this substandard is building and developing strategic plans consistent with the UAE strategy and its educational agenda. Attach plans. So we have not asked you to attach a particular plan. You have room for creativity and innovation in that. Ability to design operational plans that contribute to the achievement program and objects with the aim of continuous development and achievement of ambition. Again, attaching operational plans. You might have a master operational plan, and you might have something that is departmental operational plan, and so on. How do you cascade your operational plan, and so on? Ability to build a follow-up system. Attach follow-up plan, monitoring reports, tools, measure. These are just examples of things that you might think about, but please feel free to give more evidence if you see they are of value if they are not mentioned here. Ability to lead self-assessment. Do you carry any self-assessment? What tools do you use? Do you use SWOT analysis, or you do something more than SWOT analysis? Do you do PISTL? Do you do something more advanced than that? Please be again creative and innovative in the way that you do that. I might do qualitative, quantitative. I might, collect data from different parts in order to do self-assessment. And I'm sure that all the people who are interested to be in this award category are really very distinguished. And I'm sure that you do this. This is part of everything that you do. And I don't see the award as something that you need to prepare for, because the distinguished leader is already doing that. This is part of what you should be doing in your school. So I would see this as not only capabilities for an award. I see a good example of what a good leader should be executing if he wants to be good. Results and impact for this particular substandard would be the results and impact of this standard contain appropriate measures that monitor outputs and achievement, reflect efficiency, effectiveness, and performance excellence, and can include the following results. Results of the indicators in the strategic and operational plan, including impact of initiatives, projects, how did you achieve the national agenda? And that would bring me actually, and bring to my thinking the difference between results. Try to variate between result and impact. Once we talk about results, we talk about data that you collect, the results of your systems and so on. Once you talk about the impact, you are a step forward. You talk about, okay, we have these results and the data shows that we have increased so on, but in one or two, but how did that impact the students? How did that impact the staff? How did that impact the community? What is the level of the satisfaction that has been done? The impact on, for example, the decrease of the bullying, the impact on students' self-development or teachers' professional development, impact on the applications or performance, impact on the national agenda if we have something like this, impact on the community. I have put a program in place, and this program, I have, for example, 50 participants in it. This is a result. But how did that impact on these people? I went again and through how did that, and looked at how this program impacted people's lives, and I measured that, and it has a good influence in their life. That is impact. So please think about different ways where you can differentiate between the result and the impact. Once we talk about sustainable development, of course, this is another example. Again, we look at the example and we look at the substandards and so on. These are the capabilities, the scientific and the professional qualifications, academic and professional qualifications. Standard number 3 is technology and smart learning. I don't know whether we have time now. I can't see myself. Mr. Mahmoud, are you with me?
Miss Ellen.
Yes, is the voice clear?
Yes, it is clear.
Yes, okay, sorry. Now in standard number 3, technology and smart learning, we have the academic professional qualification. This is 3.1. Now the standard here means that the leader's efforts to set goals associated with technology and smart learning while demonstrating its approach to information technologies to build learning communities by involving students, parents, caregivers, and supervisors, actively engaged students as learning partners, promote social interaction and collaborative work, in addition to using technologies to enable students to make further progress by developing and applying their digital knowledge and abilities, employing many of the ministry's interactive platforms and others in managing day-to-day operations and communicating with all the members of the school community and partners. So this would describe the substandard academic and professional qualification. The capabilities are digital leadership, electronic systems to lead internal processes, managing the school's day-to-day business, utilizing supporting programs for smart learning. Standard number 4, again, we will talk here about volunteering and community service. Here, the ability to prepare a comprehensive operational plan that explains the institution's objectives in volunteering and community service. I don't want to go through that. I want you to look at the, or to pay your attention to look at the nomination form. In the nomination form, you will see that we have, let me try to stop this share. I'm trying to escape this. I want to share just one thing before we go to the question and answer session. Okay. Sorry. Is it clear now? What you have to do is look at the first one, yes. Okay. Now, if you look at this nomination form, you will read this standard and substandard, and now this is the first capability, ability to develop strategic plans consistent with the Ministry of Education strategy and national agenda. This is the ability. So this is the place where you need to write your capabilities, and this is a place where you have to put your result and impact together. So abilities, the capabilities, they are written. So you will mention the programs, as we mentioned what capabilities, or we explained what capability are, programs, system, plans, activities, and so on that you have done in the 3 years, and mention how these were based on foresight seeing, and they are flexible. Try to interrelate the catalysts, the 4 catalysts that we mentioned, and how these align with the national agenda, the new trends, the global trends, international trends, and so on. And the result and impact, you will write again what these results, and once we evaluate the result, they should be relevant to the abilities, and they should be again, if they are competitive, if you have gained very high positions either at a local or at international level, you have distinguished contributions, you have won prizes, and so on, based on that initiative that you have embraced in your school. So please put it in the result and impact. So again, the result and impact should have numbers that show your progress in the last 3 years, and show how the trend goes up. And again, it shows the impact at local and at international level. Of course, I'm confident that you will be, again, you will be looking at different awards, the way that the capabilities are written. You will benefit from, different places in the way that you will go very straight to the point. Don't write a lot, because we expect that the number of the words for the whole file is 6,000 words. Please make a balance between the number of the capabilities and the number of words that you will distribute among these capabilities. I think by this I will be ending the session. I'm happy to answer any of your questions, please.
We have a question in question and answer. He asking, say, same person can nominated for more than one category. Actually, as I know, no.
No.
He can participate only in one category. Another question.
Maybe Mahmoud, you can see the questions. I can't see him.
No, it is. Samantha said she want to thank you very much.
Thank you. Please feel free to ask any question. I'm happy to answer
anyone
any of
wants
your questions.
to use a mic and ask Miss Ellen anything, he just raise the hand.
Sidra, thanks a lot for your wonderful words. Thank you.
From Kavita, she asking about can school principal and also the supervisor apply for this category? The answer
So
is yes.
two from the same school, yes, yeah.
Also,
there is no restriction actually about how many people might apply from the same school.
The same question from Famida Sulaiman. She asking how many person from the same school. It is open. However, he can apply for this category from same school. Okay, just read the terms and the conditions of the category, and if applicable, okay.
Any questions about the standards, about the capabilities, about the catalysts? I hope that the explanatory guide, that's my advice to you. Please read that thoroughly and carefully. That would give you guidelines actually to look at what are the golden words that we need to follow and fulfill too. I'm happy that you like it. Thank you, Ms. Shafiq, again.
She asking about to share the presentation slide. It is all available in our website, the categories, the explanatory guide also. It is there. And also we will put snaps for this presentation in Sharjah Education Council social media and Instagram. We will do it, inshallah.
And another thing that I will refer to, that there will be another session. Like if you have something in your mind and I'm sure that you will go back now, look at the explanatory guide, read it again from a fresh way, fresh mind, fresh eye. And we have another session that will be on the 21st of December. Please feel free to invite any of your colleagues, or if you like to know more about this session, as Mahmoud said, it will be put on the website.
In Instagram.
And Instagram, okay.
But they can check the award website.
There
also, yeah. We will put also a question and answer there in the category on the website. We will do the starting put the question and answer there by end of this week, inshallah.
Absolutely, yes. Definitely, we'll have a place where we can have put all your questions in one place and put the all the answers, and some we anticipated some of the questions that you might be wondering about, and we put them, as I said, in one place so that they will answer all your questions. I hope I can see at least two of you. You know, we have only two of you from this category, and on the stage, just receiving the award, inshallah.
Inshallah, we hope so. If there is no any more question, we will thank you, all of you, and especially you. I would thank you very, very much to Miss Allen
Thank you
for sharing this information with us, and thank you very, very much to Miss Khawla and Alia and Zainab also. We would thank you, all of you, and we hope to see all of you participate on this prestigious category. Thank you very much, and see you inshallah on the next step for the category. And as Ms. Allen mentioned previously, there will be another session on 21st of December also again.